All right, so it's
Yeah.
Hell in a Cell time. Finn Balor versus
Oh crap!
oh crap versus Edge, and we get a video package. And the
No, no,
video,
no, no.
what?
It's it's Brood Edge.
Oh,
Thank you very
Brood
much.
Edge. We get a video package, and the video package was
Thank you.
freaking great. I loved it. Showing Edge's history, coming through the
Mhm.
fire, starting off with the Brood, and just kind of showing the evolution of Edge. And then it shows, you
That
know,
was.
what?
Mhm. No, that was just the best like or hype to any match because I like the warrior aspect of it and I love the demon type thing and the prince.
Yeah,
The
and
guy.
they introduced the Prince Finn, and they say that he's born from the light, and then it's like the devil versus the demon, and it shows like Judgment Day's rise
Hmm.
with Edge as the leader, and then Finn joining the group and actually taking over the group, and then they attacked Edge. So just a big freaking story. I really liked it.
Yeah,
One of the better video packages,
yeah.
I think.
It was. I think one of their best of all time. I loved it. I think it was so smart because Edge is like that warrior and Finn is the prince, but he's hiding in these demons that he has. And I don't know. It was really good to me. I loved it.
Yeah. When I first, was when they first introduced the match, I wasn't interested, and then they made it Hell in a Cell, and I was like, oh hell yeah, this is gonna be good. So I was
And
really
then they
excited.
got the demon.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
The cell actually starts coming down with the music, and then we hear Russell Crowe, and he's doing a
and whoa,
what
whoa, 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 whoa,
what?
whoa, whoa, whoa! You forgot. It's not a red Hell in a Cell either. It's
Oh,
just a
yeah,
Hell in a
yeah.
Cell.
Thank God. I was so sick of looking at that thing. It looks so awful.
Yeah,
And the worst part
like
about it
yeah.
is there's probably
Okay.
coating on the cage because in order for it to be like a different color, they usually have to coat
Uh-huh.
the outside of the cage, which means it's not actually like you're not rubbing them against metal, really. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
But they show Russell Crowe. He's doing a narrative as the freaking cell is falling, and I love that too because I like Russell Crowe. He's a good actor. And he's got that movie coming out. Again, another
Okay.
sponsorship thing, but I felt like it went well with this match because it is a horror type theme. But and then
And about
freaking
demons.
holy crap, man! They start playing Slayer's "South of Heaven" song for Edge when he comes out, and that is one of my favorite freaking songs. I had goosebumps. That was the first time I ever watched wrestling in a while, and I actually had goosebumps
Mhm.
because that freaking song was just so freaking cool. I love it. And Edge getting it, and
You can say cuss word.
it was just freaking
Like Pat
amazing, man.
McAfee says,
What?
say what Peacock won't let you say.
So Edge comes out and he's got the freaking ring of fire and just like brood type stuff. I freaking loved it. It was amazing. I liked Edge's entrance a lot.
It, yeah,
He
it
has
was
the whole like
perfect.
crystal skull
It was probably
mask.
the best.
Yeah, and he even has like the wings on his
Yeah,
jacket,
because
which was really
mhm.
cool. What?
Yes, it was beautiful. I loved it. I liked it because it also kind of took a shot at Finn because he usually comes out with that like type of mask.
But
And I don't know, I thought it was really good. I think and you were right, that song is amazing. Edge going out to it was also pretty cool because he's the only one that probably fits that song the most.
yeah,
But yeah, it was a really good match. And then,
Alex, you should definitely. Moxley's a big fan of Slayer too. If you like that kind of heavy music, Slayer is freaking amazing. They have a song called "Raining Blood." If they would have played that for Edge, I would have freaking popped because that
mhm,
that freaking song is just sick, man. Anyway, I was just happy they
mm,
did that because that's something AEW's been doing a lot lately, using like popular
mhm.
music and stuff. But anyway,
Yeah, they did this a little bit in WrestleMania.
yeah, he walks down the ramp, and I'm like super pumped now for this match. Edge gets a huge pop. Finn Balor is next to come out, and he actually comes out with his old theme with the heartbeat, which is really freaking cool. He's
Boom,
back to
boom,
his old demon
boom, boom.
self.
Yeah.
Love it. I liked his makeup. I didn't really care for the
Hmm.
whole headwear thing, though. I thought it was kind of weird.
I didn't like the headwear. I think that killed it for me. But I did like, or do you remember when he had the little like purple smoke that he had in his hand and he was just like doing all this weird movement with it? I
Yeah,
thought that
yeah,
was pretty cool.
yeah. I felt like, man, if it was nighttime or they were in a dark arena, this would have been so much cooler. But anyway, uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, just the older venues and whatever. But anyway, here we go. Freaking doors locked. The bell rings, and Finn's makeup again just looks freaking cool. Actually, he takes the head thing off, and you get to see the full thing, and it looks really cool.
Hmm.
Both guys start hitting some shots,
Yeah.
and both guys are barely freaking flinching, kind of selling, like you're gonna have to do a lot more than just like punch me. So both guys go to the outside. They get some weapons. Finn ends up getting a kendo
Hmm.
stick, and Edge grabs a chair, a red chair, by the way. Never.
Yeah, they were all color coded.
Yeah, they really were. Edge hits a chair shot first, and Finn just like barely reacts. So I'm thinking, all right, you're gonna have to do a lot to destroy Finn because he's
Hmm.
not really selling anything. Finn down with a ton of kendo stick shots
Yeah.
on Edge, and Edge just rolls to the outside. So Finn, grinding Edge's face against the fencing, and a lot of people are like, well, that doesn't do much damage, but right away Edge was kind of bleeding on the side of his face, so he must have really like grinded his face on that thing.
Hmm.
He throws him back into the ring. Edge's
Yeah.
face, again, just kind of slashed up a little bit. Finn was on the apron at one point, and Edge just bounced him
Mm.
right off into the cage. Edge goes under the ring and he grabs a bunch of freaking kendo
Uh-huh.
sticks and just starts whacking Finn Balor. So now Finn is like thrown into the cage, and then the crowd, of
Hmm.
course, anytime weapons are introduced, we get a "We want tables" chant, right? It's just
Yeah, it's known.
yeah,
You have to.
you have to, or you're gonna make the fans mad. So Finn gets some kendo sticks and he
Yeah.
traps, or Edge grabs kendo sticks and he actually traps Finn Balor in the freaking corner of the cage, and he just sticks the freaking kendo sticks in, so Finn just cannot move, which I thought was really cool. Edge goes up on the apron, hits a drop kick onto Finn,
Hmm.
and man, that was devastating. I mean, holy crap. I mean, I think he broke one of the kendo sticks a little
Yep.
bit because he hit so much force on the dang thing. Well, here
Yeah.
comes
It was.
the freaking table. Edge, pulls it out and he sets it up on the side of the
Yeah.
freaking cage. So Edge goes over to Finn, grabs
Hmm.
him. Finn comes back though, gets some punches, and he throws Edge into the ring steps. So Finn with a bunch of chops on the
Hmm.
cage. Then he throws Edge back in the ring. He runs at Edge, and Edge hits a
Hmm.
slam and then hits an impaler DDT. Gangrel's old finisher, by the way. Ed,
Yep. Yep.
Edge runs at Balor this time, and Finn actually hits a sling blade. Edge is up on the apron, and Finn just drop kicks him off. And by the way, speaking of Gangrel, my dad took me to a show. I want to say I was probably like maybe like 17 or something, but Gangrel was in the main event. It was like a little house show. It wasn't WWE or anything, but he was freaking
Hmm.
good, man. I mean, he's older now, but he can still
Hmm.
freaking go. Uh,
Yeah.
Finn sees Edge by the table. He hits a freaking missile drop kick, and Edge just goes right through the table. I
Hmm.
freaking love that because he goes through the table, and the top part of the table just like slowly comes down and hits Edge in the face. So freaking Finn, he just starts throwing chairs at
Pretty good.
Edge's head. I freaking like that too. Edge is just sitting there like unconscious, and he's just chucking chairs at him. So Edge gets mad. He ends up giving Finn a freaking solid right hand. He meets Finn in the ring and he hits a kill switch for the 2 count, which is basically an unprettier. Let's be honest. Edge is in the corner. He goes
Yeah.
for the spear. He goes for the spear and Finn with a kick and then an inside cradle, and he gets a freaking 2 count.
Uh-huh.
So Edge hits a flatliner. And by the way, we don't see a lot of flatliners. And of course, as soon as I say that on the podcast last week, like everyone's starting to do flatliners. Jungle Boy, I seen Damian Priest do it, and now Edge is doing it. So Edge with the flatliner, but he only gets a 1 count. Finn just not selling. Like he's kicking out of stuff like really fast. So Edge is getting frustrated, and he
Yep.
decides to freaking pull a ladder from the ring, and this is where things get really weird. So he chucks it at freaking Finn. It hits Finn like right in the face, and Finn's just bleeding. At first, I didn't even know what was going on. I thought maybe he had a concussion or something, but then I looked at the mat, and there's just blood spots everywhere. So he got hit pretty hard.
Yeah, and if you look at he shared a picture on social media, and there's like this huge cut in his head. Oh,
Oh, really?
it's yeah, no, like it was all like I thought it was all staged and stuff so he can actually do stuff before Finn gets up. But oh my god, it was this huge cut in his forehead.
Yeah, the ladder smashed Finn's face, and damn, just another freaking injury. They had medical personnel that coming out, they're checking up on Finn, and like you said, I thought at first it was like kind of staged, but then I was like, they weren't. The camera wasn't showing Finn. And they usually do that when they don't want to like
Hmm.
show too much of what's going on because things aren't going as planned or whatever. But Edge
Hmm.
is like, screw it. He goes into the ring and he just starts grabbing more freaking weapons. And my first thought was, man, if they would have stopped this freaking match because of that, this whole thing would have sucked and the fans would have been super ticked off. But
Yeah, but Finn got up really fast.
yeah, finally, yeah, he does end up getting up and Edge hits a neck breaker. And then, my other thing too is I wasn't sure if they were checking him for a concussion or if they were just trying to patch up, like, the blood or whatever, just patch up his
Blood.
head.
Yeah, because Triple H doesn't like the blood.
Oh, that really ticks me off too. This match needed it. Anyway,
Yeah,
freaking
and they
Finn.
had it.
Yeah, Finn goes for the coup de grace and he actually misses. Edge gets up. Both men nail a freaking double clothesline and both guys are out. And again, I'm just thinking about the freaking what just
Yeah.
happened with the ladder shot. And I'm just like, ugh. I'm just glad it didn't freaking end that way. That would have been so bad. All right, so Finn with another sling blade. He gets a shotgun drop kick in the corner. Finn with the coup de grace gets the pinfall, but Edge barely kicking out here. So Finn goes up to the freaking ladder, which is just propped up into the corner. Edge would end up getting up though. He gets a freaking
Hmm.
kendo stick. He just freaking whacks Finn a couple times, meets him up on top of the ladder, and then hits an execution and gets a 2 count. That was actually pretty sweet. Kind of reminded me of old
Yep.
Eddie Guerrero and Edge when they had their little match. I don't know if you saw that.
Yep.
That was on, I think it was a SmackDown match, but it was just amazing, man. They used the ladder so many
Mm.
times in that match. I think it was like a hardcore or something, but Edge and freaking Eddie Guerrero, freaking sweet. Edge grabs another table. He tosses
Always.
he tosses it into the ring. He props it up, but he's met with kendo stick shots from Finn this time. Finn gets Edge on top of the table, and he hits
Hmm.
him with some chair shots as well. So Edge is like out. And then Finn, this is pretty
Hmm.
freaking weird. Finn goes up to the top, but instead of actually like jumping off the top rope, he jumps onto the freaking cage. He scales it, goes up top, and then there's like a platform, I guess, where there's a camera, which I've never seen that before.
Hmm.
He goes up onto the
I've
platform.
never either.
Yeah, he does the coup de grace. He jumps off, and freaking Edge moves off the table, and Finn just goes right through the table. The platform thing was just
Yeah,
kind of
that
weird.
that was. Yeah, it was weird, but like he could have just climbed up and then do the coup de grace, but I guess not.
Yeah, obviously it was placed there, I think, for the spot, if anything. But anyway, Edge hits the freaking spear. He pins Finn,
Yeah,
gets the freaking win. And oh no, actually, that's right. Finn actually kicks out of the first spear. And then Edge, he's had
barely.
yeah,
Like it was a 2.99.
yeah. Edge freaking has, he's had enough. He grabs a freaking kendo stick. He starts whacking him, hits him with a bunch of chair shots, and Finn is just out. So Edge is like, all right, well, I can't beat you with the freaking spear, so
Hmm.
I'm going to do this. He puts the freaking chair under his head, grabs another chair, and hits the freaking concerto. Basically, some payback, for what they did to Beth Phoenix. So, pin from freaking Edge. He gets the win, and wow, it's just crazy match.
Yeah, yeah.
It was pretty freaking cool. I really thought Finn was like that point where he was scaling the cage because I didn't know there was a platform there. I actually thought he was going to
Hmm.
scale like all the way to the top
Hmm.
and just drop.
Yeah, I sent you the flesh wound that he has on his head, man. It's horrible. It looks horrible. It was such a brutal match. I loved it. Every second of it.
Yeah, I'll check that out. Yeah, where did he get hit? Like in the front, or was it the back of his head?
Like like right right in front, but like right where your hair is, you know?
Oh, okay.
So like you couldn't fully see it. But it's like burst open. It looks like you could like put a hand in it. It's so bad.
So my whole thing was, I didn't know if they were checking for a concussion. I didn't know if they were trying to stop the bleeding
Hmm.
because WWE is still PG. My biggest thing was if it was like them
Hmm.
trying to stop the bleeding thing, like how stupid is that? I mean, wrestling's supposed to be violent, and
Yeah.
I don't know. That really just makes me mad, to be honest. Wrestling in that aspect has really gotten soft in terms of
Hmm.
WWE, and that's why I like AEW. Because sometimes matches, I feel it
Hmm.
calls for that. You kind of do need blood or something.
Hmm.
Especially,
Well, if you have Moxley, it's always going to be blood.
There will be blood. Good movie. So the match I thought was actually pretty good. I'm really glad they didn't stop the match because again, the fans would have been super freaking mad. This was one of the bigger matches on the card. Um, Triple H,
Of course, yeah.
Vince McMahon, they need to grow a set and just bring us back to TV 14 rating because I'm tired of a couple things. The soft programming, the women's matches pushed down our throats, the cutting of the freaking crowd noise like every time they cuss is really freaking annoying. That happens a lot, by the
Hmm.
way. There's stuff with the freaking blood, and then just checking every
Yeah.
little thing. To me, it's just stupid. I mean, wrestling's freaking violent, and they're trying to make it like to be out like a sport, like, but UFC's a freaking sport, and it has blood. I mean, I don't know, but hey, we know the
Yeah.
rumors, UFC, the partnership that might actually happen. Freaking, that'd be great if Dana White's like, all right, we're
What?
going back to some TV 14.